Got a little spare tire, little saggy chest. I tore this pec muscle probably about 6 months ago. So right now, my pec is like this. There's pieces here that aren't attached to my rotator cuff, my bicep. Yeah, they all kind of converge at this point. Right now it's kind of sitting lower. So it looks kind of deformed, a little saggy. So the reason why I wanted to show you an imperfect dad bod was not to promote some workout program. It's to remind you to not take yourself so seriously. I'm still getting used to just talking to a camera and not to a real person. But there's real people in the void, which is YouTube land. So whenever I speak of the self, what I'm referring to is the egoic self, which we all have an ego. And it's very important that we all have an ego, because the ego is what enabled us to grow up and understand boundaries, to understand autonomy. But so much of our external world has been built by that particular energetic structure, which is the ego. And so there is more to the self than that particular iteration. So what the ego also has done is it's compromised itself in the system that it's in. It's compromised one's goals, one's vision, one's telos. Telos being the perfect design, pattern, and plan that was made for you. Oh, you didn't know that you had a perfect designed, patterned plan that was uniquely and particularly designed for you? Stick around. So, just the way in which our world and the system that we're in right now in this particular age, it makes us compromise ourselves in the brain rot that's out there, constant doom scrolling. It makes us compromise energy. And the people who have set up these structures, they were very mindful as to what it would do to us. The way in which schools have been designed, they designed it based upon a warehouse, based upon getting these people in the mode of being good little worker bees. So it's been structured that way, and our ego has compromised the spirit by participating in the system unknowingly, knowingly and unknowingly. And so there's so many people that are awakening now. There's a huge shift of wealth and power that's going back to the people in this particular season. And so whenever I say don't take yourself so seriously, don't take that particular vision of what you think you need to look like physically, of where you feel like you need to be financially. The true revelation of who you are, whether or not you know this or not, you were intended to be here at such a time as this. And if you're breathing, and if you can hear the sound of my voice, you have a purpose in being here. Don't give up. And I'm going to be here. And I'm going to counsel you. Now trust me, there's a lot of gurus out there in YouTube land. They got a lot of subs They got a lot of subscribers. They got a lot of likes. But be diligent over your heart, because a truth is not the truth. So yeah, you can sound very wise in your 19 years of life. But if you haven't walked the walk, brother, whatever you think you are giving, it could help people, but it could also hurt people. And just because you have a lot of eyes on you and a lot of attention doesn't mean you're right in the things that you're saying or sharing. And I'm not here to judge. I am here to give my perspective on things, and that's all I can do. And I am to ruffle a little feathers. And I am to correct. And while I'm being self-corrected, because a father corrects those he loves, I would be a wicked man if I didn't see a need in the family of God, which is you. It's all humanity. It's all humanity. I don't care what you think you know about what the family of God looks like. It's all humanity. God intended for every single person to be here, regardless of the evil that they've participated in. And a lot of people, the positions of power that they're in, whether they like it or not, certain evils come with that power because we've allowed the egoic signature and structure to build the world we currently live in. There's a new horizon coming. I'm telling you, there's a new horizon coming, and it's birthed from the Spirit. So allow the fruits of the Spirit to be that which is made evident in and through you. And how do we get there? We have to suffer. Now, many Americans, when they hear that word suffer, they say, oh, well, I don't want to suffer. The etymology of suffer in the Greek means to let go, to allow. You're allowing yourself to be led and guided. If you know that you have a good Father that loves you, who came and incarnated in flesh, who lived your life for you in all points, and who is now emanating that truth and that light and that life of your identity through you now in every moment. You're never alone. You're never forsaken. You're never thrown back onto yourself. But there is a point, there is an epiphania. There is an epiphany. There is a great appearing that happens for each and every one of us, to where we can see now the truth of who we are, the truth of whose we are. And we can live in step and in line with that, knowing that we have all the help in the world to do that. My grandma used to always say, Ethan, part of life is just showing up, and God will do the rest. And you start to realize even God has gone before. So even your ability to breathe is from God. Even the enablement to move and participate with life in a dynamic way is from God. But it does require our participation. It does require a yielded heart to suffer, to let go of the egoic energy signature in which we're all stuck in. And we all come into this journey at different places. And I simply want to be a friend. I want to be a confidant. I want to be a comforter. I want to be an encourager. I want to be an affiliate. I want to be a brother. I'm not just speaking to my brothers, I'm speaking to my sisters. Because we need everyone, all hands on deck. it's a strategic time in which we are here. And we need those who are enabled by light, life, and love to do what they know they've been called to do. So once again, I love you. You're loved. You are loved. And there's a purpose in your being here. There's a purpose in your hearing me. And I hope to share more with you soon. And that we can commune face to face. And there's no coincidence as to why this type of dialogue, niche, is very popular right now. But just so you know, bro, you're not your niche. You're not a YouTube star. Even though, yeah, you are. That's not the totality of who you are. So I'm just here to remind everyone that they are loved and to not take themselves too seriously. Don't take the ego too seriously. It has served its purpose in bringing you thus far. And if you're hearing me, you know there's more. There's greater depth. There's greater breadth. There's greater width. There's greater height for you to experience. Because the greatest truth of who you've been called to be is already true according to you. And it's already true according to God's perspective. So now what you need is to yield yourself to hear that, to see that, and to align yourself to it and walk in harmony, knowing that you are the workmanship of God. You are the poema. You are the expressed soliloquy that has been sung and heard and revealed to and by and through all. This is you. This ancient knowledge, this ancient consciousness courses through your veins. It calls you to a deeper place that you know you've been called for. And I'm here to remind you. I'm here to fan that flame that's within you. Continue to run. We need you. Your life is not your own. We need you. Be encouraged.